Minty green mouthwash. It's probably full of cleaning chemicals in green color. On shaking the tiny green bottle, you feel the ocean being secured within your palms due to the foam and froth it makes. There were two houses right next to ours in my childhood neighborhood. It was almost 3 a.m. and then it started again, like it always did at 3 a.m. every night. Faz's uncle, who was our next door neighbor, started his gargles with a special neck massage and throat cleaning sounds. That was his daily nightly ritual. He made this screechy, pitchy noise with a specially strong windpipe, which at times resembled the noise of a Harley Davidson passing from few blocks away. An old, worn-out Harley with a rusty Jeep engine. This ritual of his didn't bother the neighborhood, at least the adults, because it became their every night background score. However, my friend Nadia's father, whose house was right next to Faz's uncle's house, was a little competitive when it came to his nightly rituals. He was a policeman, and a shift started every night around 4 a.m. And he also had a special shaving ritual while getting ready for office. Every night he would place his portable radio set on a table and shave his face right next to it, listening to yesterday's news. This was my favorite time of the night. I could visualize Faz's uncle perfectly looking at the mirror, carefully opening the tap, shaking the bottle, closely investigating his neck, and after a few seconds his throat sounded like an alien crawling out of a tunnel captured by the humans. These were the sounds that annoyed the policemen of our neighborhood immensely. On the other side, I could visualize it perfectly what his ritual was like. He was obsessed with his little Toshiba radio set, and like all radio listeners, was confident that his magic fingers were magic for the tuning dial. I'm sure that he imagined listening to some radio channels which only his magic fingers could tune. I think he mastered applying a certain pressure to the radio knob, which only regular radio listeners have mastered with time. It's 3-something on the dial and the struggle begins. The deeper the mouthwash went into Faz's uncle's neck, the mintier he felt, the more confident his chest became, the bigger bubbles he made, the more he annoyed my friend Nadia's dad. His big genius idea was to place the radio on a small side table, which reached only till his knees. Every night he leaned towards it, bringing his somewhat foamy ear closer to the radio set while shaving his face. The louder one gentleman gargled, the more tuning sounds were heard from the other's house. Nadia's dad also hindered Faz's uncle's muscular vibration and sounded angrier by the second. On the other hand, his neighbor's pressure on the radio dial seemed much harsher than the usual. His fingers kept slipping on the radio knob, and it sounded as if he was no longer finding a channel but spreading shaving foam all over the slippery knob. And when Faz's uncle's cleaning process entered its next step and started spitting the mouthwash into the sink, Nadia's dad also started to rinse off his shaving foam. I realized much later that these gentlemen were perhaps not as annoyed as this sounded, but were rather just orchestrating each other's rituals. I recently heard from my friend Nadia that Faz's uncle passed away. His family informed the neighborhood that he developed throat cancer in the later part of his life. Only God knows what Faz's uncle was dumping in his throat and what kind of mouthwash kept it clean every night. I was saddened by the news, but I was more affected by the fact that these gentlemen performed every night for the entire neighborhood, and I was their only audience.